Welcome back to the channel, you bottom-ass gremlin. Today, we're going to be watching StyroPyro. I think it's his 20,000 watt microwave, which honestly, it was really, really hilarious, and I really, really enjoyed it. This is something completely new to the channel, so I'm super excited for you guys to watch. Unfortunately, this was recorded when I released my chibi on Twitch, so I hope that's okay. If not, you guys can skip over the video. I understand completely. Some of you are just here for the model. I get it. There's no boing boings on that. So, anyways, I do apologize for not giving you guys something new today. I'm going through something personal in real life, and if you haven't seen Discord, it's in there. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you haven't yet, you should subscribe so I can lock you up in my basement like everybody else. Yes, yes. Other than that, let's get into today's video.
By Opera.
I'll put it on the alt.
So hear me out. Typical microwave oven is about 1,000 watts.
Is it?
Well,
Mine's 700.
I'm wondering what kind of fun could be had with an oven that's 20 times stronger. Now I'm sure many of you have wondered this as well. But if not, there are a few things that a 20,000 watt microwave would accomplish. Now the obvious one is cooking food faster.
This looks like my microwave that I just broke. I'm having PTSD. This literally looks like my microwave I just broke.
I mean, in this day and age, I shouldn't have to wait minutes to
It
cook
probably
a hot
is your
pot.
microwave. Shut the
Oh,
fuck
no.
up.
This should take seconds. Microwave experiment should be 20 times more exciting as well. I mean, even an oven like this is capable
I think it's
of
just
some
you,
cool
Unity.
tricks. So
What?
I'm hoping that
What?
throwing obscene powers at these classic demos
What?
will give some fun surprises.
Ha! Ha! Hey! 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 The microwave is on fire, chat. I've definitely not done this before. No! 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 I've definitely not.
And this brings up my last
That's
point.
not what happened to the caramel packet. I swear to
The
God.
plasmas that could be made would be hellish. Like, seriously, if you thought plasmas in
No.
a normal oven were cool, imagine the kind of witchcraft that you could pull off at extreme power. Is there anything that it wouldn't melt? There's only one way to find out. Let's build a 20,000 watt microwave. So,
Oh my
how do you get
God.
20,000 watts out
Why are
of a
they so
microwave oven?
old?
Well, you only need to upgrade 2 components. Let me open one of these up and show you what I mean. Now I gotta say it, the power supply in a microwave oven
Maybe
is
I can learn how to
lethal.
fix my
In
microwave?
fact, when science hobbyists get killed by their projects, more often than not, it's because
Can
they
I
were
fix my
screwing around
microwave?
with microwave parts like these. Anyway,
Can I
this right
fix
here is
mine?
what generates the microwave radiation
If he's
in an
teaching
oven.
me shit, I can
It's called a
teach. I can fix it,
magnetron.
right?
Now,
Yeah.
interestingly, this is actually a vacuum tube, which means unlike
What do you mean,
phones,
do
TVs,
not
and
try? He's literally teaching me how to fix my microwave.
radios, the main technology in microwaves is the same as it was 70 years ago. Pretty cool, right? So can you just dump
I
more
will
power
not.
into this magnetron and get more power out? Well, you can, but only to a point. I've actually tried this, but I only got to a few thousand watts before it blew up. So this method won't get me
Oh.
to 20 kilowatts. I simply need a bigger magnetron. Now,
What did you just
unfortunately,
throw on it to
even
put
though
out the
oven
fire?
magnetrons are a dime a dozen, big ones are really hard to come by. In fact, I've been waiting for years to make a video like this, but I simply couldn't find a big magnetron. However, my luck finally changed. Enter the Megatron.
Oh
This
shit!
water-cooled beast is rated for 16,000 watts of drive power, and
What?
I plan on pushing it to 20.
Baking soda?
It's actually kind of funny that I'm even allowed to
Why would you put baking soda on it? What does baking soda do? I'm doing good. How are
own
you?
this. Well, there's a bit of
Suffocates.
lore
Okay,
to how I
all
obtained
right.
this beast. It was an eBay purchase, but it was not me
What?
that found the listing. It was the notorious Discord entity Charizard Rect that tipped me off
Well-
to some monster magnetrons being sold as heat exchangers.
What?
I bought a few, and although one came DOA, 2 were still functional.
Dead on a.
I was salty about the dead unit. But then
Oh.
a scorpion jumped out of the package,
Oh.
which I thought was a pretty cool
Oh
consolation prize.
no! No!
Since I don't know anything about scorpions, I asked Arya to identify it and tell me what it eats, as well as help convince me to keep it as a pet.
What?
Arya is the built-in AI that's
What?
unique to Opera, which is actually the browser cool enough to sponsor this
hacked it?
video. Opera is a fast and redesigned browser that's packed with features to maximize productivity. Now, one thing I really like about Opera is the concept of tab islands. If you're the type of nerd to watch a video like this, there's a good chance you're like me and let your browser tabs get a bit chaotic. Now, don't let the haters fool you. You'll definitely come back to those tabs at some point. With tab islands, You don't need to close out of tabs to declutter. You can simply group them together by context, which makes them much easier to find later. You can even mark tabs by an emoji, which...
What browser do I use? Clearly, I use Google Chrome. Clearly, I use Google Chrome.
I found to be a great way to quickly find a tab. As I've already mentioned, Opera stands out with its integrated browser AI Aria. I can bring it up in an instant with a command line, and then have it tell me how to power a magnetron, or generate images of my Scorpion as my lab assistant.
However, the fuck?
My favorite feature of Aria is that it can summarize a page, which is very
But when do I learn
time-saving.
to fix my microwave?
Opera has lots of other features I like as well. For example, I can highlight text and have it explained, and the same feature can translate text as well. There's also an ad blocker that you can turn on and off wherever you want.
I want to know how to fix my microwave.
Free VPN. So
I don't know
if
either,
you're looking
Golish.
for a
I don't
smoother,
know.
more productive AI-powered browser.
You want to know who
you
he
should
reminds
definitely
me
give
of?
Opera a
He reminds me of, like, this guy off at Love Island right now.
spin and click the link in the description. Thank you to Opera for sponsoring this video. Anyway, what do I do with this now?
He looks
So
like
can I
Elin
just
off at
jam
Love
this
Island.
thing in there and call it a day? Well, there's one problem with that.
Yeah, the guy with the hair.
It don't fit. I could have just built a bigger waveguide, but I thought back to some of the oldest microwaves that I took apart over the years. And I remembered that some of the oldest ones had big waveguides inside of them.
What?
So I picked up this old radar range microwave from the 70s. And
Oh,
you know,
that
I
one
just
looks so
love how it
cool,
looks.
though.
But
He's gonna break
to
it.
be honest, it's also just built like a tank. Like, they
He's
don't
gonna
make
break this.
microwaves like they used to. Gosh, this thing weighs like
He's just
80
gonna
or
break
90
it.
pounds, I think. So it's a real beast. The huge magnetron fits perfectly inside the oven, but it brings up another issue. How am I going to power it? I need 20 times more power than this thing can provide. So perhaps I can take apart 20 microwaves, chain
Okay.
together the transformers, and power it that way?
I don't know.
Nope, that sounds
No.
horrible. I have a better solution in mind. I bought this cute distribution transformer that'll
What
be
the
perfect for the
fuck?
job. Now it is technically a bit undersized for the load, but for short runs, it'll be fine.
What the fuck? Oh dear God.
All right, it's all wired up now.
I'm gonna stay in
Let's
here.
fire this beast up. Now before I stick
I'm
anything
safe in
crazy
here,
there,
right?
I just want to try boiling some water to make sure it actually works. Now, I will admit that running this thing isn't quite as straightforward as running a household oven. So let me show you the startup sequence. Now, you do have to close the door because there's no safety interlock to prevent you from cooking the room if you leave it open. So I'm going to start by firing up this water pump here.
Ah!
So next, I'm going to go here and fire up the magnetron filament.
Oh Jesus.
Next,
It's gonna
I'm
blow
hit the
up.
switch
It's
here,
gotta blow up.
which energizes that boosting auto transformer, which then feeds my Variac.
We're literally making a
And now,
nuke.
I'm gonna
This
take
is
my
ridiculous.
Variac and crank it all the way to 100.
Oh my God.
And this switch right here is what finally powers it up.
Danger, you will die. Guys?
So, let's boil some water.
Ah! Ah!
A typical microwave
Holy
oven takes
shit!
nearly 2 minutes to bring a cup of water to its boiling point.
No fucking way. Oh my God, what?
This one goes beyond
No.
that in seconds. Yes, water actually explodes because it superheats faster than it can boil.
Holy shit.
If water explodes in there, imagine what'll happen to things you aren't supposed to microwave. I'm sure you're dying to see how
Can we
fast
put an
food will
egg in
cook
it?
that thing. But the fact that it makes
Put an
water
egg in it.
explode means
Put
I've
an egg in
gotta
it.
try some of the classic microwave experiments first.
Egg.
So,
Egg.
let's see what it does to a light bulb.
Egg.
What could possibly go wrong?
Egg.
All right,
Egg.
here we go.
What the fuck did he do? Where'd it go? What happened to it? Did it chat? Yeah. Okay, alright. Fair enough.
Wow.
Fair
It's just
enough.
instantaneous. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's hilarious.
Can I have this? Can I have this?
Look at that.
Am I allowed to have
It just
this?
turned it into dust.
Can I have? Can
That is so funny.
I have this microwave? Please? Please? I want it. Why not? What do you mean no? What do you mean no? I want it. Come on.
Jeez. By comparison, when I tried this
I'd
in a
rather
normal
eat your
oven,
cooking.
it took nearly 10 seconds to melt through, and it didn't even come close to exploding.
Oh. What the
Is it
fuck?
a good idea to microwave an egg?
Egg.
Let's find out.
Egg.
All right. Here we go.
I'm ready. Oh shit!
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god!
I tried an egg in a normal oven as well, and it took over 30 seconds to pop and wasn't nearly as violent. I'm curious.
Can I go put an egg in my microwave? I can buy a new one. You guys put money towards the new microwave fund. Can I I might
What'll
get
happen
kicked
to a
out.
plasma globe inside this thing? All right. How do I even do this kind of stuff?
Oh, it's not okay. Damn! That is so fucking cool. That one was actually fucking good, really cool.
That was so loud. Oh my gosh. Wow. That was crazy. Oh yeah.
Guys, I really want this microwave. I really want it.
It's just like powder. Oh, you gotta see this. That was reduced into dust.
I really want it.
Into just dust. There's like, those pieces are so tiny. That's crazy. That actually exploded so violently that bits of glass shot holes in the
Oh my
microwave
God.
guide cover. Yikes. Now speaking of plasma, the metallic coating on this chip bag should be pretty interesting.
Oh,
Let's activate the shrink.
wait. Can I do this? Can I do this? What do you mean, no? Oh my fucking... Come on! What's the worst that can happen? It melts? It's just gonna melt.
Instantly. A lit candle can be crazy in a normal oven, so I figured it'd be worth trying in this thing as well.
Oh! What the fuck?
A funny side effect of all that plasma is that it turns the air in there into deadly nitrogen dioxide gas, which gives it that brown color. Now, if you're wondering how I'm filming inside the oven, I just have a hole drilled in the cavity there. And then, over here, I just have a cell phone that's just
Oh
taped
my God.
to the walls there. Now, this works because the hole is pretty small relative to the microwave wavelength,
Oh my
so it
God.
doesn't let much radiation out. Now, I'm not the first YouTuber to use this technique. I think Cody's Lab was the first to do it on YouTube. But then Nile Red has a good video on microwave plasmas that uses this. And then Steve Mold actually has a whole video about
thank you for the follow.
filming inside a microwave. Anyway, I think it's time we cook some actual food in this thing. And it's funny because after years of doing everything with a microwave that you're not supposed to, I'm finally going to come full circle and use a microwave oven to simply heat some food. Let's start with a hot pocket. The instructions say it needs to cook for nearly 3 minutes in a puny home oven. I'm hoping this microwave will cook it faster.
I know, I see them.
Well, it didn't explode, but I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Oh my god. Oh my god, get me out! 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 I don't want to be in here!
Alright, let's take a look. Oh yeah, looks done. Oh yeah, it feels done too. Well, there's your 10-second hot pocket. Now, the most surprising part about this is that it cooked even.
Please. 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 I love it. Alright, we ready? You know what? Fuck you, Ducky. Matt, he has a massive cock. There you go.
Because I know this oven has some hot
Can he
spots.
eat it?
I wonder how quickly a hot dog will cook in this thing.
No!
I was kind of hoping
Can I
it would
do
explode,
this?
but at least it was cooked in seconds.
Can you actually cook a hot dog in a microwave? Can I? You guys don't let me do anything.
I actually left it in there way too long,
Shit!
judging by what it looks like
shriveled
afterwards.
up!
I chucked a potato in there without stabbing any holes in it, also with the hope that it would explode. But unfortunately, it simply flash cooked like it was supposed to. It did make some funny whistling sounds, though.
Can I do this?
In fact, a lot of foods make that funny whistle, and pickles turned out to be one of the best noisemakers.
It's screaming! It's literally screaming for help! I wanna do it! I wanna do it! Please?
Let's test another microwave classic, popcorn.
Oh god.
This one was actually kind of disappointing, because it took 30 seconds to pop fully. Now this is several times faster than a normal oven, but I was hoping it'd be instantaneous. At least it didn't burn, though.
Oh my god, it didn't burn
Now
it?
it's time
It didn't burn it! And Undead, thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate it.
for everybody's favorite food to microwave, the grape.
What?
And you know what?
I thought it was the egg.
And cut it almost in half, just to make
Why?
sure it heats nice and evenly, you know?
What? Why is
Like,
the grape?
Like this.
What?
And yeet.
Oh shit! Chat, I'm gonna go to the store. I'm gonna go to the store. I'll be right back. I'll be back. Please. I've never thought of this stuff. It's so cool. Wait. Oh my god.
Unfortunately, the fragrant smell of roasted grape is hidden by the suffocating nitrogen dioxide fumes, which is the deadly brown gas left in the beaker there. Instead of cutting a grape in half, I just tossed in some unmodified grapes to see if I get the same result.
Oh shit! Dude, I need grapes!
Yep, grapes are haunted. These
Dude!
grape plasmas are incredibly bright, but of particular interest is their color. They glow white and even have bits of blue coming through. I'm wondering if they're being heated beyond white hot to blue hot. The big brain way to answer this question would be to take a UV visible spectrum, fit it to the Planck radiation law, and determine the temperature that way. But you know what? That doesn't sound nearly
have
as
a Red
fun
Bull.
as chucking a bunch of metal in there and seeing what kind of hell is unleashed. So yeah, let's do that. Let's see if the microwave can melt magnesium ribbon, or at least see what kind of plasma it'll make.
Oh! Oh!
Not only did it melt and burn in there, but it also managed to show off some of its green spectral colors, which is in contrast to the white you get by simply burning it in air. Aluminum melts at only slightly higher.
Oh!
Higher temperatures than magnesium. But for the sake of curiosity, I'm going to toss some foil in there anyway. Alright, here goes nothing.
Oh
Now
my
that
god!
is like an arc furnace. Oh my goodness. Now it's time for something more challenging. Copper needs to be very hot before it melts. So let's see how it holds up in the microwave. Oh yeah, it melted.
Hmm. Hmm.
Almost instantly. Now this also brings up an important point about the glass.
Oh shit!
It's actually astonishing how well these Pyrex beakers have held up to the plasma. The same cannot be said about this Pyrex bakeware. The difference is that the beakers are made from borosilicate glass, which has very low thermal expansion. Pyrex bakeware used to be made from this as well, but has since been changed to tempered float glass, and its internal stress patterns are easy to see in a polariscope. This change is unfortunate for home science, but it does make for less dangerous breaks in the kitchen, as it tends to explode into tiny bits as opposed to razor shards. Anyway, let's move up the temperature scale to some thermite. Thermite is so hard to ignite that you can buy it pre-mixed and have it shipped to you without crazy restrictions. I'm hoping this macrowave can achieve its high ignition point. Yeet! Huh, so that's what it took to break one of those beakers. It basically just exploded in there. All the iron product is dispersed in little droplets. That was fun. Although that reaction made molten iron, it was kind of cheating due to all the chemical energy released. Let's try directly melting some iron in the form of steel wool. Yep, no problem there. Next on the list is titanium. This stuff is quite hard to melt, but I think the macrowave can pull it off. Alright, let's melt some titanium.
Oh shit! Oh my god! What the fuck?
That was so bright. Oh my goodness.
Oh!
Oh my.
Oh shit! Oh my god!
Alright, let's take a look at the damage here. Melted the glitter in that plate, but the titanium. Oh yeah, that melted. I can see it beat it up there. Nice. I'm running out of metals with higher melting points.
Oh!
So this time I'm going to try making rubies, based on a cool video by Nighthawk and Light.
You can make
Okay,
rubies?
so I ran into a lot of issues with this one, but it was mostly due to stupidity on my part. The gist of this procedure is that you use a microwave plasma to melt an alumina-chromium mix, which yields ruby. However, for some reason, I thought Ben's procedure generated the alumina via an exotic thermite reaction between chromia and metallic aluminum. This false assumption led to a lot of broken glass and several failed shots. The funny part is that my chromia thermite still ignited with ease, which is probably even harder to pull off than making ruby. However, when I used alumina like I was supposed to, I still ran into issues.
I don't think it's supposed to do that.
And the glass container exploded after just a couple seconds. Fortunately, this was still enough time to finally make some ruby. Thank goodness. You know, the fact that this can be done in a normal oven
Me
means
follow
I really
instructions?
haven't hit an
Never.
impressive temperature yet. So, let's cut the fluff and move to something extreme.
What?
It's time for the metal with the highest melting point.
No way.
Tungsten. The melting point of this is
No
literally
way.
thousands of degrees above anything else I've tried so far. So this one might be challenging. Alright.
Oh fuck, it's so bright. Oh god, it's bright. It's bright.
For whatever reason, the plasma in this beaker kept escaping confinement, so I couldn't give it a long enough zap. The wire may have burned a bit in there, but there wasn't any clear indication of melting, so I decided to give it another go on ceramic fiber. Heck. Oops. Waveguide flashover.
Oh!
It turns out, free plasma in the oven is really bad, because it jumps back to the magnetron through the waveguide.
Oh!
I use these mica waveguide covers, which buy about a half a second of plasma escapes, but this one got all crispy without me realizing it.
Oh!
It won't take many flashovers like this to destroy the oven. And unfortunately, this is not the first time this has happened either. Alright, here we go. Oh, heck. Alright, we got a new waveguide cover.
Mm-hmm.
Let's try this again.
Oh. Oh.
That run clearly melted.
Oh. Hi, Blippi. Hi, Blippi. My roommate has a tungsten ball. Notepads isn't here, right? Okay, he's not.
Some of the tungsten, as you can see by the beading on the wire. How that is impressive.
Oh my god.
So this macrowave is capable of melting any metal. But the thing is, I'd bet that plasma in there is substantially hotter than even tungsten's melting point. Unfortunately, there's nothing tougher that I can melt, so I can only say it's at least 3,422 degrees C.
Oh my god.
Now, something that I found is that although tungsten is the toughest metal I can throw in there, it's far from the most interesting.
No, he's not.
So to get to the point, what happens if I microwave a lithium battery? Well, embarrassingly, I couldn't get one to pop.
What?
The oven itself would flash over before anything happened to the battery. I tried cheating by using some steel wool to initiate
What the
plasma,
fuck?
but even then, the plasma refused to stay contained.
You can set batteries
So,
on fire?
I decided on a different approach. I carefully opened one up and extracted the lithium foil inside. Microwaving this foil gave a surprising result.
Oh!
That incredible red coloring is due to lithium's atomic emission spectrum. What I expected to see was maybe a few red flashes in an otherwise white plasma, simply because the temperatures are so high. The fact that the colorful spectral lines were favored opens up the possibility of all sorts of colorful plasmas. Now this brings up the question, what happens if I
This
start
pretty
chucking a
fucking
bunch of weird
cool.
chemicals and metals in there? Can I make a full rainbow of plasmas, at least to a Roy G. Biv approximation? Well, there's only one way to find out. For the next weird metal, let's try a lump of calcium.
Oh?
This sample is surprisingly still shiny, even though I've had it for years. I'm hoping it'll show off its orange spectral lines when yeeted into a plasma.
I wanna see. Show me.
Well, that was easy, and stupidly bright as well.
Oh!
On to the next one. For yellow, I'm gonna zap some sodium metal.
What the
For
fuck?
reasons I'll get into soon, zapping
Oh,
the angry
shit.
and highly reactive metallic form is
Oh
a
my God,
totally
okay.
unnecessary way to see the sodium spectral colors. However, for the sake of memes, I'm gonna do it anyway. I do need to address something first though.
Okay.
The last time I pulled out this lump of sodium, so many of you freaked out over the quantity. Now let me tell you a little something.
Okay.
This little chunk right here is nothing. In fact, when I was 13 years old, I obtained 2 400-pound barrels of metallic sodium.
What?
Now that's a story for a different day, but be assured, this ain't much. Well, anyway, yeet.
Oh, shit! It's so bright!
I want to point out that this exact yellow color has shown up in this video several times already, and in particular, all the times that glass is broken into plasma.
Oh!
This is because sodium in the glass is coloring the plasma. Now, Nile Red actually has an entire video on this very effect. It turns out, it only takes a little bit of sodium to make a lot of yellow light. And this can be a blessing or a curse depending on what you're trying to do.
Oh!
With yellow down, let's move on to green.
What?
I'm mixing up some trimethyl borate, which will hopefully show off boron's spectral colors. Since this isn't conductive on its own, I'm using a sliver of aluminum wool to initiate it. It's funny because the free boron must have been thousands of times more concentrated
it's so
than sodium in there. Yet it's the sodium
That's
yellow
so
that
cool!
stuck out at first.
Oh my god!
Eventually, the boron won out though, making a nice green color.
That's so fucking cool! What
Well,
the
green
fuck?
was easy enough, so how hard can blue be? I figured copper would be the element to zap, but then I remembered that when I melted it, it didn't make much blue light. But that's the thing about copper. It has to be tickled in just the right way before it'll spit out blue light. And this is why blue is such a challenge in fireworks. So, I tried a pyrotechnics trick and added a source of chlorine in the form of copper chloride.
Blue? Oh, that was bright!
This one sucked. I was hoping for blue emission from hot molecular copper chloride, but this really only made a little bit of blue.
It's still
Maybe
pretty.
the plasma was too hot in there. I don't know, let's try something else. Microplastics. Maybe this will provide a better form of chlorine for the copper.
Oh my god, of course, it's microplastics. Oh!
There were a few good flashes of blue in there, but still not what I wanted. Maybe I just need to change metals.
No. Oh! Okay.
I carefully opened up a lantern battery to extract the zinc metal casings. And what do you know? Sodium yellow.
Can I make videos like
I even
this?
tried a strip of high
I'm
purity
sure I
zinc,
could do it.
and although this one briefly flashed blue, it was still the trace sodium contamination that stole the show. Yellow chemistry at its finest. Embarrassingly, the bluest plasma I've gotten so far was actually just the aluminum foil I zapped earlier. Out of desperation, I decided to try this again in a bigger beaker, with the hopes that the higher volume would lower plasma density and favor atomic emission.
Oh. Oh. PMG, you want to come
All
over?
of those fancy chemicals and elements, only to be outperformed by a strip of aluminum foil.
You want to come over?
Chemistry is stupid. With blue finally down, it's time to take on indigo, and there's no better metal for indigo than indium. It's no coincidence they sound so similar, because indium was actually named after the color indigo.
Oh my god.
Why this is becomes very apparent when indium is zapped by my demon circuit, as it makes more indigo light than I've ever seen in my life. Can the same be done with a microwave?
That is so fucking
Let's
cool.
plasmify some indium wire and find out.
Oh, fuck! Oh, it's so
Blue?
pretty!
Ah! I tried so hard to get blue earlier, and now it shows up when I don't want it. Figures. Instead of indium wire, I melted some of the metal in the bottom of a beaker, hoping that it would provide more metal to the plasma.
Oh god, it's so
Nope,
bright.
Still blue. In hindsight, the ceramic fiber base was probably poisoning the color there, but I didn't consider that before trying the next experiment.
I am a professional
I added some indium
at
chloride,
breaking things.
hoping either the chlorine or pre-ionized indium would change the color. This was a big improvement, and although the plasma was a bit obscured by the smoke, I would have probably stopped here if it wasn't for the next experiment. As a side note, I should mention that while indium metal is essentially non-toxic, indium smoke is really bad to breathe in.
Oh shit.
As is ceramic fiber dust. These are one of many reasons I'm wearing a respirator. Anyway, I decided to try microwaving some gallium crystals. Most people know gallium for its very low melting temperature, but it turns out it has a beautiful emission spectrum as well.
What?
Some crystals in the bottom of a beaker were enough to give some interesting colors, and flipping the beaker over really brought out the color.
Oh shit!
And what
It's
do you
so
know?
cool!
There's the last of the colors, violet. I didn't stop there though. I was curious what would happen if I made an alloy of gallium and indium, and then zapped that.
No!
Sure enough, a nice clear indigo started to come through. After playing with ratios and settling on an alloy that was mostly indium, I created my favorite plasma of this entire project.
Oh shit! Oh shit! That's so cool! Dude!
Wow! Wow! That was
Do you think you'll let me borrow the microwave?
I'm sorry.
Do you think you'll let
I
me
made
borrow
every
it?
color I wanted to, and melted every element I wanted to. And I don't even want to stop here. However, this video is getting pretty long. There's still so much more I want to do with my huge magnetrons. I even made this cool Faraday helmet for some of my more cursed ideas. I should probably save those experiments for a separate video, just because I don't want to rush through them. Instead, let me try to address some questions that I just know you guys will ask about otherwise. What does it do to electronics? Well, most things I threw in there give the same result. RAM sticks, plasma. Neon bulbs, plasma. PCBs, plasma. Christmas lights, some funny colors, but mostly plasma. The only electronic device that didn't ionize was this broken calculator.
What the fuck?
But the smoke it made was essentially a chemical war crime. I tried CDs as well, but their coatings vaporized in a fraction of a second. So, what about the health risks of this contraption?
Spice.
Well, the real risk here isn't microwaves, it's the power supply. Now, put simply, you touch any of this stuff while it's live, you'll die instantly. But as for the tiny bit of microwaves that escape the oven, those are harmless for the same reason your Wi-Fi
Do you think
router
you'll let
is
me come
harmless.
over?
And that's because microwaves
Do you think
are
you'll let me come over
non-ionizing
so I can play with the
radiation.
microwave?
Hold up. Microwaves are non-ionizing radiation? Didn't I just spend the entire video ionizing stuff with microwaves? Yes. So let me explain by briefly talking about radiation. Now this word scares a lot of people because they associate it with scary forms that cause cancer, but not all radiation is this way. Microwaves are a type of electromagnetic radiation. This type of radiation includes scary stuff like X-rays, as well as just light.
Oh yeah, I know
This does
this.
not include particle radiation,
Yeah, okay.
like you get from some kinds of radioactive decay. Now this is where things get confusing. Ionizing radiation includes high-energy EM stuff, as well as particle radiation, and nuclear radiation falls here as well, but not all ionizing EM radiation is nuclear radiation, if that makes sense. Okay, all that considered, you may have heard that light has properties of both a particle and a wave, right? Well, this is where the distinction of ionizing comes in. Ionizing EM radiation is where one light particle, or photon, has enough energy to strip an electron off of an atom and ionize it. Photons with this energy can mutate DNA, leading to cancer. A microwave photon is literally a million times weaker than this threshold.
Wait!
Now, to be fair,
Do I have a marshmallow? Do I have a Why not? What's the worst that could happen? Hell. Hell, come on. Just once. Just once, kill? Fine, fine.
a photon doesn't have to be quite at ionizing energy to be cancer-causing, as UV can still cause damaging photochemical reactions to DNA. But even this is 100,000 times more energetic than microwaves. Then how do microwaves ionize stuff? So bear with me. I've already mentioned that microwaves are electromagnetic, which means they have an associated electric and magnetic field. Now, it's the electric field that's relevant here, and an important property about these fields is that they add up. That means that when you put enough microwaves in a small enough space, the electric field grows to the point where it can rip apart atoms and molecules on its own. This effect is not exclusive to microwaves, and even visible light will ionize air if there's enough of it. Sticking your hand in the oven won't shoot a bunch of holes in your DNA and give you cancer.
Wait, can I do this one?
Cook it like you dunked it in lava.
What about this one?
Of course, burns only happen at huge powers. At low power, like what leaks through the oven door, those risks simply aren't there. Oh, and for the record, I did measure the microwave leakage from this, and it's so small that it's well within the legal safety limits of what's allowed to be sold for home use. It's incredibly well sealed. Well, other than one mishap where the tape on the door exploded and EMP'd one of my cameras. But, we don't need to worry about that. So hopefully that convinced you that microwaves are safe in small amounts. Because on an unrelated note, I now have to give you an update on my health issues. Now before I end this video, I think I'm obligated to give you some updates on what I brought up in my last video. As a recap, I recently found out that I have just like bonkers testosterone levels, and this is concerning because I also have had these unexplained markers for liver disease going back more than 10 years.
What?
Well, since posting that video, I went through the medical ringer. I got poked and irradiated and fondled in about like every way you can
Fondled?
imagine. And no
Fondled?
actual disease was identified, although they still found a little bit of liver scarring on the liver biopsy. Now, even though I don't know what's wrong, this is still a pretty good result because it means that, well, it rules out a bunch of nasty diseases, but also means that whatever is wrong doesn't seem to be progressing very quickly. Now, if something changes, or if by some chance I actually solve this mystery, I'll be sure to let you guys know. Now, many of you brought up that I may have caused these issues due to all my experiments. And of course, I can't help but wonder that as well. I mean, maybe it shouldn't be a surprise that somebody that does what I do has, weird and unexplained disease. But you know what? I know it wasn't microwaves that caused it, or anything high voltage like Tesla coils, because I've had these disease markers since before I ever messed with that kind of stuff. Now, chemicals are,
Okay.
I guess, technically lasers for some reason.
Oh.
I mean, yeah, it's possible. I like to think I've been pretty careful to limit exposures. But then again, I've been doing that stuff my whole life. So it's possible that some, small exposures added up to something. But I wonder about the reverse
There's a
possibility as well.
kitty! Look at the kitty, chat. There's a kitty.
I never had my testosterone levels measured before this year. But because I don't have any symptoms of like hormone changes, there's a good
Kitty.
chance they've always been that way. And in assuming that is true, then I wonder how much of a role did that play in my extreme hobbies? I mean, basically every activity I enjoy is dangerous, and it's been that way since I was a preteen. And considering the associations of testosterone with risk-seeking behavior, I feel like, bonkers hormone levels to start with might explain some things. So yeah,
Let's see if I have
whether I caused my
marshmallows.
crazy body chemistry or whether crazy body chemistry caused me, I feel like both are about as equally likely. So that's about all I have for you today. So until the next time, stay safe and happy microwaving.
I have marshmallows. I have marshmallows. I
It's been
have
2 years and
marshmallows.
slightly alone.